Is it just me, or did anyone else find it awkward after Nagato gave that amazing speech about the volumes of Naruto, basically Jiraiya being part 1, him being part 2, the kind of messed up version, and Naruto should be part 3, the masterpiece? Naruto responds with a cool story, bro. He doesn't even say anything. He just gives him a thumbs up, like, cool story, bro. Definitely not the best transition from manga to anime. The manga, it seemed appropriate, but the anime is just like, yeah. So this particular episode of Naruto Shippuden, actually, they improved the animation halfway through, which was interesting because the first half with the fights had similar animation to the past episode, where they were, maybe it improved a little bit because when they brought in the Susanoo, Itachi Susanoo, it looked pretty good, and I was enjoying it. And then the second half, it just had beautiful animation for like the weirdest scenes. It's like, no, we're gonna give typical animation for the fight between, giant fight Itachi, Nagato, Naruto, but we're gonna add special animation for when Tonton, the pig, waggles his feet, or when we have sexy jutsu for Konohamaru. We gotta have that in beautiful animation. We need Sakura in beautiful animation. I just found that funny. I mean, it's obvious that it's easier to animate like still frames or just characters barely moving than it is to animate like an incredibly big and gigantic fight. But I still found it kind of funny. It's like, no, we need Tonto wagging his feet. In the particular episode, though, I think it was very impactful, all jokes aside, when Nagato said that speech about the volumes of Naruto, because it's so true. Jiraiya was, truly a perfect way to begin the story. And, they have similar stories as well. And to see just the way things are going, it's kind of like, when somebody releases a trilogy. A lot of the times, part 1 will be amazing. Part 2 sometimes will be a big letdown. And then part 3, if you can finish it right, it becomes, it'll make up for what part 2 messed up with. And that's really what he was hoping Naruto to become. In this episode, we also see that Naruto, even now, is still growing. He's still growing as a character. When he's saying, no, I'm going to stop the Edo Tensei. I'm going to do it all. He still thinks that, he needs to prove something. He needs to do everything by himself. And now that he has the power, he has to do this. And when Itachi sits him down, he's like, "Yo, you're gonna be like Toby. You're gonna be like Madara." It really opens his eyes, and it shows that even now Naruto is still growing. Even in a war, even with all this going on, he is still growing. And I like seeing that character development within right after a battle. Really nicely done. I like that. And overall, just the episode, it really just had a nice feel to it. A nice bit of fighting in the beginning, and then a calm down, and then we get a little breakdown of different things. We see that Nagato is pretty much sealed away, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to get out of that sword at some given point, because it really would be a shame, like how messed up Nagato's life is. After everything he's been through, he's gonna spend the rest of eternity sealed inside of a sword and some genjutsu. So I would really like to see at some given point for Nagato to get out of there, because it's like a miserable life and then eternal misery. Just I would really like to see him get out of there. That's all I'm saying. But overall, episode very enjoyable, very nicely done. Like I said, second half had really good animation, beautiful. It looked everything looked nice. You got Shizune and nice lighting and stuff. And it's like, oh man, why couldn't we have that for the entire fight? That would have been awesome. But it might have been divided into different studios. Did first half, second half, I don't know. But either way, it still looked pretty good in the end. And Itachi looked back to normal and everything. And I like seeing that. And yeah, really enjoyable episode. The biggest thing about this episode for me personally, it was two things. Mainly Naruto's development, like seeing that, oh shit, I gotta stop trying to think I'm gonna do this all by myself. I got this man right here, Itachi, legendary shinobi. He's telling me, I'm gonna help you, and I'm telling him to stop. So, that was one big thing. And also Nagato's message was very powerful, because sometimes people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And even a saga, a trilogy, it could start off amazing and then have flaws in it. But if it makes up for it in the end, then you can't always dwell on the negativity. And that's really, it was a powerful message, and it really just showed that Naruto, there's more than meets the eye, and that's what I love about the series, is that you can have like the most simplest things. You can have fighting, you can have this and that, but the message is what's more important to me, and I really love seeing that, and it was nicely done. My rating for this episode, I definitely have to give it a 4.5 out of 5. The only problem with the episode was the animation in the beginning wasn't as spectacular as like the second half. Like, you clearly see an example of, okay, this is awesome animation, this is standard animation, and I wish they would have had that. But What can you do? They don't always have the budgets to do these big fights. I mean, Susanoo looked beautiful. Naruto looked pretty cool in Cupid Chakra mode. Again, the only thing that really stood out as not the greatest animation was in the first half, Itachi. Then in the second half, he looks perfect, normal, everything is fine. So yeah, that was really the only error. But 4.5 out of 5, amazing score for an amazing episode. Loved it. And, powerful message. Well, what do you guys think about that message overall? Do you think that part 3 being amazing would make up for part two's mistakes and part two's mess ups? What do you think about that powerful message? Let me know what you think. And just are you excited to see what's going to happen next? Itachi's going to go stop that Edo Tensei in any which way he can, and hopefully when we finally see who Toby is, it's not Tone wagging his feet. I'm just kidding. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Itachi and Nagato one last time, because it was great to see them and get a little bit more closure with Nagato and everything that happened. By the way, I love the Nagato soundtrack. That was so beautiful right before he got sealed away when he was giving a speech. Really just awesome stuff. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.